To get it out to Minute Maid Park, our colleague Jeff Nelson is standing by. And Nelly, let me ask you about the bullpen usage tonight. We've talked a bit about it. What did you think about the way Boone handled the bullpen, specifically in that sixth inning, bringing Clark Schmidt back out?
Yeah, I was really surprised. He did get that double play and got out of that inning, and then the next inning, it just fell apart for him, giving up 2 home runs. You have to. I think the game one is a must-win for the Yankees. I know when you look forward and what they just been through with the Guardians, as far as their bullpen being beat up, and they played all those games right in a row because of the rainouts. I can understand you got to go to some guys, and they have to get out. You just can't keep going to Peralta and also Holmes down there. You're going to have, and Loaizaga, you're going to have to figure out some other way to get some outs down there. You can't throw them every day. Clark Schmidt had that rough outing when you brought him in against the Guardians, and then he had another rough outing today. So a little surprised at which way Boone went. I think that's a 1-1 game that you have to bring in some of your relievers, maybe Trevino coming in instead of Clark Schmidt. Maybe he gets those extra outs and goes a couple more innings instead of Schmidt. So a little surprised how he worked the bullpen.
Jeff, one of the surprises for me, bringing in a starting pitcher that we have not seen for weeks in Montas, who gave up a solo home run. What did you see from his stuff, a starter pitching out of the bullpen?
Yeah, I was real surprised that it was even added to the roster. I think I texted Jack and I said, hey, I just don't get the Montas thing. And you have Herman down there who can give you length, and you want to try to get length out of your starters if you can anyway. I just don't like starters coming out of the bullpen. This is a crucial situation. You're still in the game. You still have a chance. I felt confident that maybe the Yankees could get through Presley. They've done it during the regular season. I said, hey, keep it close. Maybe you can get some runs in the 9th inning, and then you bring in a starter, and then he throws a 1-1 cement mixer and Pena hits it out. He didn't have a lot of success during the season for the Yankees, and I understand what you guys said about his velocity was up, but heck, he hasn't thrown in I don't know how many weeks. Of course his velocity is going to be up. So other than that, I'm just not a fan of a starter coming out, especially in the middle of the game, just say, hey, I got to see what he has. It's still a close game.
Nelly, there's an old baseball adage, I'm sure you know it. You've got an elite pitcher on the mound. If you have a chance to get him early in the game, you'd better pounce. How costly was it for the Yankees that they didn't capitalize against Verlander early?
Oh, it was huge because you worked him well. I mean, he had 50-plus pitches through 2 innings, and I thought, okay, this guy's only going to last about 4. The Yankees can try to get to him. In that 3rd inning, you had 2nd and 3rd with 1 out, and you couldn't get through it. He wound up, striking out 5 in a row after that inning, and then striking out the side in the 4th. So, with veteran pitchers, if you don't get to them early and they start settling in, look what Verlander did. 11 strikeouts, 17 total with the Yankees, only 2 on the other side. And, the big difference is when you're in the Yankees, you just faced a team in the Guardians. If you miss out over the plate with the Guardians, what is it? It's a base hit. If you miss out over the plate with the Astros, it's in the seats for a home run. So, this is a total different team that they're facing. It's a complete team, and if you make a mistake, they're going to make you pay, and that's what they've done all year. That's what they did to Seattle.
Jeff, when you look at it, the beauty of baseball is that all games are interconnected. And the fact that the first series for the Yankees went 5 games, I thought impacted this one. Now, we spoke about this earlier. I want to get your take. I'm not saying the Yankees punted on the game, but the relievers they chose coming out of the bullpen in a 1-1 game tells me, at least, that they were trying to steal a game and get their guys rest. They'll use them tomorrow with Severino on the mound, and then they have a day off after that. Did you sense that as well?
Yeah, I've been in situations like that when you go through a big division series and you just come out exhausted, and then you go into the ALCS and you wind up losing 1 or maybe 2 and go back to either the visiting team or your home team and you're down 0-2. And it's really tough because all of a sudden you have an emotional win like they had against the Guardians, and then you get in late, which is not an excuse because it's baseball and this is what we are made of, and we've done this for years as far as getting in late, getting back up and getting ready to play a game. They were exhausted after the last 5 against the Guardians, and then they come out and you could see that, not that they were going through the motions, but you have to go to other guys, and it's a really exhausting time going through an emotional series into an ALCS. So really not surprised that they lost game 1. I wish they would have won game 1.
Well, the Yankees certainly had opportunities early against Verlander. They left 5 men on base in the first 3 innings. Then, as you said, he got on a nice little roll. And he was getting very pitch efficient. 0-1, 0-2. How tough was it for the Yankees that they were trying to grind out good at-bats against him, but he basically wasn't allowing them to?
Well, he started getting feel for his breaking ball, and especially to the lefties. You look at Donaldson wound up striking out 4 times from the right side, and then Carpenter struck out 4 as well. He started getting ahead with the fastball. You saw 97 miles an hour, but once he started getting a feel for that breaking ball, the little slider, he was really tough to hit. And he's throwing 95 to 97. Next thing you know, you're lollipopping that 75-mile-an-hour breaking ball, and you can see the Yankees are really out on their front foot. 17 strikeouts. You know, you got to really cut that down, and I don't think the Astros got a strikeout until Montas got the very first strikeout on the other side. So when you got a team that's putting the ball in play, making contact, they work the pitcher, it's going to be tough. And when you have a veteran like Verlander working the strike zone and getting into that rhythm late in the game, they're tough to beat.
One final thing for me, Jeff, and this is more of a personal nature. You're texting Flaherty, you're texting Curry. I've known you 26 years. I don't get a text during the game. What? You don't respect me?
You know, I did the group text.
No,
And I'm not a big group texter. I even apologized. I said, hey, sorry, that won't happen again. And Flash doesn't even text me back anymore. So, you know, I'm trying to say, hey, that ball should have been caught in left field. He goes, oh, you think? I mean, he's getting like a wise guy. So, you know, and so I'm not going to text. I'm done with him. And maybe I'll just text. So I'll mix you in tomorrow, Michael.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you, Jeff.
You know, maybe Flash is just letting you riff a little bit. That's all, Nelly.
Just letting you vent,
No, I
Nelly.
know
Just
Flash.
letting you
He's
vent.
like one of those guys that, you know, he just brushes you off. You know, I get it, and I'm a little hesitant texting him anyway because I know he doesn't like that stuff.
Well, let me give you the number. 9-1. No, I don't know.
Oh, I got it.
Nelly, good stuff. We'll see you again in just a little bit with Meredith as you guys look ahead to Game 2.